before we start, I'd just like to say that I might be considering getting rid of this little video in the corner of the screen. It's nice, but it's kind of irrelevant to what I try and do here with this particular series of videos. It's all about the sound and the audio you hear, the gameplay you see, not so much about my face, and I'm okay with that. Anyways, today's video we're going to be looking at H.P. Lovecraft. Who's H.P. Lovecraft? H.P. Lovecraft was a notable author from the early 20th century. He made his residence up in New England. He was from a New England family that started off pretty well off, but ended up falling on financial hard times. This is going to significantly play into the way he viewed the world, as we're probably going to see soon. You see, H.P. Lovecraft was notoriously racist, even for the time he lived in, which is the early 20th century. But, I mean, the way a large part of this was because he was pretty much scared of anything and everything that wasn't proper, you know, New England good stock, or whatever that means. So, anything that, you know, was different from that, he kind of looked down upon. And this feeds into a lot of his literature. You probably know Lovecraft best because of his most notable created creature, the elder god Cthulhu. Lovecraft's, I don't know if it was his first book or one of his more notable books, is all centered around this creature. An old god who is slumbering underneath the ocean in the sunken city of Wile, or however you pronounce that. A lot of the names in Lovecraft's work are really, you know, really kind of confusing to pronounce. I don't even know if Lovecraft knew how to pronounce some of those words. I'm going to turn down the volume a bit. There we go. Anyways, this led to a lot of his horror, if you can call it that, being centered around the idea of cosmic horror. Cosmic horror is this idea that the thing you're scared of is so massive and beyond your comprehension that you just collapse on yourself knowing that neither you nor anyone else can do anything about it. You know, in a sense it kind of represents that in life which we cannot really, like, understand or deal with. It's like, say there's a serial killer that's roaming around the neighborhood. The police might not catch him. He might not ever receive any punishment for all of the stuff he did to humanity. But he's something you can comprehend. And you can comprehend a way to keep him from doing whatever he's been doing to your community. It might be difficult, but it's very, very possible. The thing about Cthulhu and other elder gods and such is that they're not just massive and powerful, they're beyond comprehension. You can't truly comprehend how powerful they are. They are so powerful that they almost don't have any time, if that even means anything to them. They don't almost have any time to consider you and your petty strifes here on Earth. Alright, he's down. So, how does this tie into Bloodborne? Bloodborne's central plot, or central conceit, is about this night that happens every year, or every couple hundred of years. I can't exactly remember, but anyways, on this night that happens every year, everyone goes out into the darkness, or whatever, and, I don't know, kills each other. It's really dark, and particularly scary because a lot of this is being caused by a thing, really, that's beyond the comprehension of almost everybody that's around in this particular world. So what do you do in a situation like this? Well, if you're one of the people that has been selected to be a hunter, like my character here in his beautiful tri-corner colonial hat here, you go out and you kill monsters at night. Even though most of the time it's not just monsters, it's like crazy cultists and stuff. This guy has a long-range weapon. Oh, shit. I think my whip might need some work. But as you can see here, I've decided to follow the path of the whip, or the threaded cane, as the game calls it. There are guns in this game for some reason too. I don't know, maybe it's just like a European thing. Now there's two things I can do here. This is kind of the main thing of being a Souls-like. One, I could go back to the Lantern, go to the Hunter's Rest, and spend my souls that I've just collected. Or two, I can keep going. So, I'm gonna keep going. Also, fire bad. Alright. See, there was a risk I took, and it did not pan out, so I don't think we're gonna get very far into the game in this particular session, because anyone who's played a Souls-like knows that when you die, it's not like just, oh, you pick up like your save spot and everything is fine. No. No. You have to go back down here. Alright, I whipped him to death. And now I have to go back in here to the cathedral and kill this guy. You can do a combination whip gun combat, but let me just talk a bit more about Lovecraft. Another work that Lovecraft is famous for is a story called Color Out of Space. It recently got adapted into a movie starring Nicolas Cage. It's about this farm out in New England, obviously. A meteor comes down, or meteorite, comes down, hits the earth. Everyone's like, oh, real cool meteor. Inside the meteor is a color. Well, there's a color in this meteor that no one's ever seen before, no one's recognized before, but it's causing changes everywhere and it's making everybody really, really scared. Like, what is up with this color that we've seen? It's not like any color we've ever seen. See, Lovecraft had a cursory interest in the idea of the light spectrum. Now, we know about the existence now of things like X-rays, gamma rays, and all that. He didn't. So when he heard about the idea that there might be more things on the spectrum of light, his first thought wasn't, oh, maybe it's X-rays or something like that, because no one really knew about X-rays. It was, maybe there's a shade of purple that's incomprehensible because it's way down on the spectrum of the light. And that's why he created colors out of space. Color out of space. Again, Lovecraft was just really paranoid and really, really racist. In almost all of his books, the main, not necessarily the main antagonist, but all of the people who are just there to worship the Elder God, whoever the Elder God happens to be in this particular situation, are almost always a whole bunch of different minorities or poor white people. Yeah, he was pretty gross. So, anyways, there is the central focus of almost a lot of his works, how the pure-blooded, white-skinned, blonde-haired, blue-eyed New Englander is somehow better than everybody else. So it can be difficult to do any kind of a conversation about Lovecraft, because he did really influence the horror genre with the idea of cosmic horror, because regardless of whether or not you're a racist bigot like that, everybody is, at least to a degree, afraid of the incomprehensible. That which we can't grasp. It's out there. It's way bigger than us, on a sense that's not even able to really be expressed. But it's still there. And the more aware we are of this incomprehensible horror, the more scared we become of it, to the point where we end up going insane trying to comprehend the incomprehensible. That, outside of all of the casual racism, that, at its heart, is what makes Lovecraft so frightening. That which we cannot comprehend. Alright, this has been an interesting stream today. Thanks for stopping in again. We might see you again sometime next week. But for now, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe, and don't forget to check out Caldad Brass and Voice for some great music. Okay? See ya!